Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald No Healing in Battle Wedlocke Challenge. In the last episode, we entered the third gym leader of the game against Gym Leader Watson, and we took him down, but not without a cost. Our team wasn't fit for him and we had to do what we needed to come out with a win regardless. And luckily we did and didn't end up wiping, but we did lose the pair of Twitchy our Linoon and Stella our Lombre last episode. Luckily, Basil and Farley were able to pull it out, all thanks to what Twitchy and Stella had done. They paved the path for victory for the rest of our team. Had they not done what they did, we could have very well wiped, since one whole pair of ours, being Finny and Busan, are weak to electric. I feel like I did everything I should have. I feel like I didn't make any errors. I did what was needed, and that was the best outcome we could have asked for. I really do believe that. I don't think there was any way of getting out of that one without losing anybody unless we got stupid luck. Like, if every one of Magneton's Sonic Booms missed against Stella, then we might have been able to make it out of there, but it was really slim. Even then, I don't think it would have happened. We had some good luck, we had some bad luck, and at the end of the day, that's just how the fight went. So, with that being said, we do have to start this episode off by saying goodbye to Twitchy and goodbye to Stella, and then adding a new pair based on the Pokemon we have in the PC, training them up, and then making our way north once and for all. But before we do that, I do want to go ahead and say farewell to Twitchy and Stella. When a Pokemon of mine dies, I do release them unless we are at the Elite Four. I keep all my Pokemon that make it to the end, but any Pokemon that doesn't is to be said goodbye. So, with that being said, we're going to start by saying goodbye to the first of the two that fell, being Stella, our Lombre. Another Lotad. It's a female! Alright, you deserve a Premier Ball because you're the most premier female ever. You're the only female Lotad in existence. They say there are plenty of fish in the sea. However, for the Lotad of Route 102, there was only one, and I took you from them. I stripped the queen from her throne to be with a neurotic, anxious geek Zigzagoon named Twitchy. However, something about this weird raccoon drew you to him, like a moth to a flame, like a hula girl to a luau, if you will. You became his queen, his reason to not be nervous anymore, someone for him to lean on, something you both had needed. Not just him, but our whole team needed a queen, even though we already had one. You were the one to join Twitchy to protect our team when we needed it the most, and in the end, it cost you your lives. We are all very grateful, and you will not be forgotten. Goodbye, Stella. What else can I say other than thank you, Twitchy? You have grown beautifully since we first caught you, from being extremely nervous and, well, twitchy, to becoming one of the strongest members of our team. I think we have Stella and the team to thank for that. Having this group of friends and a wonderful queen made you come out of your shell and become a sort of leader, if you will. Sadly, because you're a leader, we needed you when times were rough, and sadly that cost you and Stella your lives. You allowed your friends to go on, and for that we are all incredibly thankful. Goodbye, Twitchy. And that leaves our team with 4 remaining. Basil and Farley, and Finny and Busan are still here with us. We have to add a new pair to the team, and I've been giving this a lot of thought over the past few minutes. I've been thinking about this greatly. Obviously, as of now, half of our team is weak to electric. That's not good, but we are past the electric gym, meaning we shouldn't have any problems, and I can normally spot an electric-type trainer. Obviously, I can't do anything about Finny and Busan, because they're here on the team. But when I pick a Pokemon, I can. Now, up ahead is the Fire-type gym, and not only that, we have to fight Maxie later on, and he has a camera up, so there's a lot of fire coming up. Half of our team currently is weak to fire. You can see a trend. We want to prevent our team being weak to fire moving forward. Bluto the Goldeen is somebody that I was really considering, because I could pair him up with somebody that's not weak to fire, and then we would have a pair that's good for Flannery that doesn't have half of it being weak to fire, meaning Finny would be all alone if I'm to use Finny and Busan. However, Bluto doesn't evolve until level 33, meaning I'd still have a Goldeen for Flannery, and that just will not suffice. I can't use Bluto right now. He won't be evolved, and it's just too big of a risk. The same thing is to be said with Ricky our Tentacool. She evolves at level 30, and our level limit for Flannery is 29. There's no way around that. She'd be a Tentacool for Flannery, and that just can't be allowed. I could use her, but it'd be a bad idea over Finny. So, that doesn't leave very many options for the water type. So obviously we're going to go ahead and have to use Finny for Flannery. There's no way around that. Should she still be here by then, of course. So then we only have two males to choose from here. Gobble or Talo and Duke the Oddish. Obviously, Flannery's coming up and half of our team is weak to fire, and if I add Duke, every pair will have a weakness to fire. I was really considering Duke because he'd kind of be in the same situation as Stella was, because he can't evolve until we get a Leaf Stone, whereas Stella needed a Water Stone. However, I can actually evolve Duke into Blossom almost immediately by teaching Thief to a Pokemon and stealing a Sunstone from Solrock, which would be coming up in the next episode or two. Which would be really cool. We'd have a Blossom at this point in the game, and we'd be able to get Magical Leaf from the move relearner in Fall Arbor Town. Which means we'd have a powered up Blossom right away, which would be a really cool thing to see at this point in the game. However, half of my team being weak to fire is not something I'm going to deal with at this point in the game, seeing as Flannery is coming up. So, with that being said, it only leaves one option for the males, and that's going to be Gobble or Talo. I am going to be choosing Gobble or Talo for our male. So we have a male, we now need a female for Gobble. As I said, half of our team would be weak to fire if we added Duke, but half of our team's weak to electric by adding Gobble. We don't want to go ahead and add Ricky, like I said, wouldn't be evolved and would still be weak to electric. Dracula or Zubat would also be weak to electric, not a good idea. And Peggy or Illumise will be weak to fire, something I'm trying to avoid. However, Peggy's still a great option. She has Moonlight as of right now, and Charm, which are two incredible moves to have in a challenge like this. I can get her Thunderbolt from the game corner, and I believe there was another move that I could get her. She can get some really cool stuff at this point in the game. She also learns Covet at level 37, which would be great to steal items with down the line, like citrus berries. However, that's the exact reason that I'm not going to be adding Peggy. If I add her now, she might never see level 37. If I need her down the line, she could be level 37 right away, and she could be great to get items with. Meaning I am going to be adding Aster, our Whismur, to the team, as Gobble, the Talo's partner. I know this is really weird because they're both normal types, but they don't actually share a weakness. Aster is only weak to fighting, and that's something that Gobble's actually super effective against, even though he can't really take fighting moves too well because it's neutral. However, we'll have a Swellow right out of the gate, and a Loudred as well. I think it'll be a really strong pair based on what we have, and I think it's our best option moving forward. So with that being said, our new pair is going to be Gobble the Talo and Aster the Whismur, as I said, and I'm going to go ahead and start training them up. But I'm actually going to do it right this second. I want to go ahead and give, Aster's harder to train, I would guess. I'm going to go ahead and give Aster the Experience Chair. I know I had never actually mentioned it, but yeah, I did get the Experience Chair off screen. I think I did it during a training montage, maybe. Maybe not. I might have done it off screen, I completely forget. But I don't want to go ahead and start training them this exact second. I will before we actually move forward, but there is something I want to go ahead and do on screen while we're here. So I want to go ahead back over to Verdanturf Town and go into the Rustturf Tunnel. I always forget the name of this place somehow. Oh, we don't have Rock Smash on anybody. That's right. I need to teach Rock Smash to somebody. I wanted to go ahead and break the rocks here so I can let the guy come through to see his girlfriend at Verdanturf, and he'll also give us an HM move. That HM move is actually probably going to be pretty crucial because it's going to be the only stab normal type attack that Aster's going to have other than Uproar that's going to be any good. And I think it's going to be worth it, seeing as how the move deleter's, still pretty far away, but it's a strong attack, and we're going to need it down the line anyway, so I'm going to have to teach it to somebody eventually, and I think that Aster is going to be the best Pokemon to teach it to. So I'm just fighting these Whismur on the way up here just because, I need experience on Aster. I mean, it's not great experience, but it's not going to do anything to Basil's level limit, so it should be fine. Just a little bit of XP there. And I'm going to go ahead and teach somebody on the team Rock Smash. I'm not sure who. I'm not even sure who can learn it, if anybody. Hopefully somebody can. But if not, I can always get a Pokemon out of the PC. Yeah, so I have to teach it to Basil, Farley, or Finny. That's really unfortunate. I'm not too sure who. Basil has too many good moves. I'm not sure what Queen Finny would have that I'd want to get rid of. She learned Bubble Beam while training. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't think I did. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Tackle. Yeah, Tackle. What else does Farley have? Because Farley might be better to teach it to. Trying to think who's going to need less moves down the line so it wouldn't take up slots, if that makes sense. Farley has... Yeah, I'm never going to use Tackle on Farley. I'll get rid of Tackle on Farley for Rock Smash. And Finny still has slots available, which is good. So that's Rock Smash for a Rock Smash user. There we go. And now we can smash these rocks now that we've beaten Watson. And by doing this guy will finally be able to be reunited with his girlfriend, which is phenomenal for him. And he's going to go ahead and give me an HM to show me how much he appreciates it. And that HM is HM04, Strength, which is a really strong normal type attack. It's not as good as Return, but we don't get Return for quite some time. And even if we do, I don't want to use it right away because I'm trying to save TMs. And by the time I'd want to use it, we'd have access to Lily Cove. So I'm going to go ahead and teach Strength to our Whismur. Oh. You kidding? Can it learn it as a Loudred? I really hope so. Give me a second. Alright guys, as a Loudred, Aster can learn Strength, so I'm not going to burden any other Pokemon with it. There's no need. That's the only normal type Pokemon that I would want to have Strength. It's the only Pokemon I'd want to have Strength in general. So I'm going to go ahead and wait until she evolves at level 20. They're going to evolve during training, but I'm going to do it as I did last time there was an evolution in training, so I'll cut them out of training and put them in the real gameplay. So, with that being said, I do want to go ahead and start training up Gobble and Aster. I want to get them both to level 24. Like I said, they will both be evolved in that time. I wanted to go ahead and do this Rock Smash area really quick because I want to go back this way for training purposes, obviously, because they're really low level and they need to start training in Petalburg Woods, probably. Somewhere like that. I know Gobble will be able to train there really well, but I'm not too sure about Aster. I'll probably just do experience share for Aster at first, until she's able to fight on her own. So, with that being said, well, Aster grew to level 8. That's a great start. I mean, it helps a little bit, right? I don't have any repels. It's fine. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started training. I'm going to get everybody on the team trained up to the level limit. Well, not to the level limit, but to the level of 24, so everybody will be perfect fighting shape, including the two new members being Gobble and Aster. So, with that being said, I'm going to get started training, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Alright guys, for this training montage, I'm going to be answering some questions from you guys on the YouTube channel and from Discord. So if you want to join Discord to ask me questions or ask them here on YouTube, definitely do that, and your question might be answered in an upcoming training montage. First up, we have Smash That Apple, asking, have I ever been in any musical extracurricular activities like band or choir? They say they're curious about it. Now, honestly, yes. In middle school, we were forced to take choir or band, and if you didn't own a musical instrument, you had to take choir. There was absolutely no way around it. It was my least favorite class I have ever taken in my life. I never want to do anything like it again. I like to sing. I'm not good at it, but I'll sing to myself all the time in the car, whatever. But this was a different circumstance. The teacher for choir was by far the meanest teacher in the entire school. incredibly nasty person, just always mad at everything. You had to stand. They didn't let you sit in this class. There were no chairs to sit in. And for an hour, for me at least, standing for an hour is really hard. I have flat feet, which means I can't really stand still for very long without having to sit down. Meaning I was in pain the entire class. The teacher didn't care. We had to sing these stupid songs. Utterly miserable. Me and basically every friend that I had in that class had a really nasty name for choir. I don't agree with what we used to call it. I was a kid then. I'm not going to tell you what we called it, but we had a really nasty name that rhymes with choir. Not proud of that, but we hated it badly. One thing that was interesting is we actually were on TV with our choir class one time, and I thought I'd meme it up, because you guys know I'm a nice big meme, and the teacher wasn't too happy about it. We were on TV, it was this big production or whatever for like one of the local radio stations, and they put it on our local TV stations, and I was in the way back, and when they, you could see the camera, who they were focusing on. When they focused on me, I put my hands to my cheeks and made the stupidest face I've ever made in my life. It was great. I had a lot of fun with that, at least, and we got out of school for the day, which was pretty cool. I hated that class so bad that I would go in a couple hours late just to completely miss that class and whatever happened to be before it, just because I could not stand that awful class. It was really, really bad. So I'm sure that answers your question. I hated it. James McCoon is asking, if I was going to put a Pokemon or any character into Smash Brothers, who would I put in? Now this is interesting. If I was going to pick a Pokemon, I'd obviously put in Blaziken. I think Blaziken would be a great fighter in Smash Bros, and it would go along well with Mewtwo and Lucario. However, if I was to put any other video game character in, as of right now, I'm incredibly involved in Octopath Traveler. I would love to see all of them into one big character. I think they could all fit into Octopath really well, especially Ophelia being like a mage, and you could have Therian who does like really close-up fighting and stuff. I think it would be really cool to see them all in and have them, their Echo character or whatever, be the other one, if that makes sense. So have Ophelia have an Echo fighter of Primrose, because that's the cleric and the one that like attracts people. And they all share different skills. Therion's Echo Fighter could be Tressa, Ulbrich's Echo Fighter could be Haunted, etc. Cyrus and Alphen. I think that would be really cool to see 4 different fighters and they all have their own Echo Fighter, I think is what it was called. Another thing I would love to see, obviously, is Sly Cooper. I think he'd be incredible in Smash Brothers. Big missed opportunity for sure. And who else, honestly? I can't really think anybody else off the top of my head that I would really love to see put into Smash Brothers, but definitely Sly Cooper and the people from Octopath. I think they'd fit really well. Only if Octopath was a few years back, they might have been considered, who knows? But since it's just a recent game, I don't think we'll see them anytime soon. Next up is a question from Tomas, asking, are you planning on doing different series that aren't Pokemon in the future? He says he'd love to see me do a series of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This is something I would love to do too. I personally don't have a way to record games that are DS games or Game Boy games right now, but down the line, a Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door stream or playthrough would be amazing to do. But I actually am planning on doing a different series that isn't Pokemon. I am really missing Terraria. I haven't actually played the game for a long time, at least 2 years now, like hardcore, and I've almost got 1,000 hours into the game. It's amazing me how much I've forgotten about the game, and I think doing a Let's Play to get back into the game and collect every item or collect all the banners or something like that is something I would really like to do. It's been drawing me in so bad, I want to play it so desperately, and I'm definitely considering bringing a Let's Play about it here soon. Not sure if that's something you guys would be interested in, but if you are, definitely let me know in the comments section below. I'm really looking forward to it, and who knows, maybe that's something you'll see here soon. And with that being said, that is it for this training montage. It wasn't too long of one, it was only an hour. So with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next training montage. my god, training is finally done. The training itself, that didn't take long, just an hour. But this place! Oh, I decided it was about time to work on the game corner. It won't be that bad, he said. Look at my playtime. It took about 10 hours. I don't ever want to come back to this place ever again. I grinded out 15,500 coins. I'm not exactly sure how long it took to get all of those, as there were many periods that I left the game sit and took many breaks, so it's not exactly accurate. But I got our team stacked with good moves to continue our journey with, which hopefully will be a great substitute for the lack of healing items in this playthrough. I bought 2 Ice Beam TMs, 1 Psychic TM, and 1 Flamethrower TM. And if any of the Pokemon I taught those moves to die, a small part of me will eventually die inside as well, as I know the game corner is once again upon us. Oh, please help me. Anyways, before we actually jump into the rest of this episode, during training, nothing bad happened, but we've got evolutions to go over here. And the first one of these two to evolve was Aster, our Whismur. What, just heads up, turn your volume down. Alright guys, Aster the Whismur is evolving! Congratulations! Your Whismur Aster has evolved into Loudred! Loudred! What? Gobble the Tailo is evolving? Congratulations! Your Tailo Gobble has evolved into Swellow! And with that, our entire team is now trained up to level 24, including the 2 new additions to our team, being Aster, our Loudred, and Gobble, our Swellow. I felt like what I did with Loudred was necessary. I hope you guys have the same ability that Loudred has, because if not, you guys might very well be in a little bit of pain right now. A funny little story is when I went through that clip to make sure it was okay, I clicked on that exact spot with my headphones on, my volume turned all the way up, and my ear kind of rang for a little bit. I felt like it was necessary. Regardless, let's go over the team now that we have the 2 new members. We have Aster the Loudred with relaxed nature and soundproof for her ability, holding the Silk Scarf with Strength, Astonish, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower. It gets Ice Beam. That's crazy. Ice Beam and Flamethrower are going to be really good moves to have considering it's a mixed attacker. And by having these 2 moves, it's going to be great coverage moving forward. Next up, Gobble, our Swellow, has Wing Attack and Quick Attack. That's about it. Can't get any of the TMs from the game corner, unfortunately, other than Double Team, which he learned by level up. And I know it's risky, but I thought I'd teach it over Growl, so I figure it's alright. He's holding the Soothe Bell for no particular reason, with a gentle nature and guts for his ability. And Farley hasn't changed at all, because they didn't level up at all. Neither has Basil, but Finny has changed. I gave Finny Ice Beam, which Ice Beam's incredible. Just a nice move to have, honestly, and a special attack other than Bubble Beam. More coverage, why not? It's a great idea. Even though Finny's attack is better, that's odd. But I mean, Ice Beam's still gonna be really good. Actually, Ice might be physical. No, Ice is special, I'm almost certain. Regardless, and Busan, our Beautifly, is holding, well, it has Psychic, which is incredible. Psychic is amazing for Beautifly. It's just going to be great coverage moving forward, and I didn't realize Beautifly could learn it until somebody left a comment. So thank you. That's definitely a really good thing to have on Beautifly. It's a little bit stronger than Gust or Mega Drain, obviously. Actually, more than double the strength, which is awesome. Probably does more damage than Gust, since it's a special attack. Yeah, probably, in most situations. And I never mentioned this, but Busan learned Mega Drain by training for Watson. It was a long time ago. Well, it was a long time ago now, but, you know, he has Mega Drain now, which is really cool. So the team is stacked. We should be ready. One thing I want to go over really quick before we leave this area is the game corner. Voltorb flip was actually better. The game corner and Crystal was easy because you can RNG the slots. There is no such method in Emerald that I know of. It's actually entirely luck, as a game corner should be. That's horrible. I had an awful time. And as for Platinum, you can just buy the coins by grinding money with the Amulet coin and the Verse Seeker, which I, can't do. Because you can't actually do any match call rematches until after you beat Norman. And even then, they're not reliable for money, I'm sure. So, I'm going to go over my strategies for the game corner in case anybody is interested. Anytime I hit the jackpot, I would save. And if I dropped below anything that would profit, I soft reset. So I never actually lost coins, but it was still incredibly tedious. Now, if you want a slower but more surefire way to get coins, I guess, where you don't have to pay much attention, is the roulette table. If you come over to the roulette table here, you can go ahead and win half of the time. You'll always win half of the time, which means probability states that you will always profit. How that works is, just start on the first one and spam the A button. No matter what, in the 6 balls you get, you have a 50-50 chance to hit your jackpot. I just so happened to get incredibly lucky right there and get it on the first one. And in that case, I would exit, save, do it again. That way you'll always be making a profit. How this works is you can see there are 12 different chances it can land on. You get 6 balls. Meaning, if you play the same one every single time, you're going to win half of the time. And you only have to lose through 12 balls to lose your money. So if I don't win on this one, and if I win on the next one, I still profit. Meaning this is a great way to always get a steady flow of coins, even though it's incredibly slow. But you can just kind of sit here and spam A and not really pay any attention. So it works fairly well. Honestly, I didn't really do this. I did it a little bit, but it was too slow for me. Going for 7s was much more better off for me. I'm a very instant gratification type of person, and seeing this little amount go up slowly, it didn't do anything for me. I liked being able to get 7s and get 300 coins, and then all of that. I just liked that a lot better. The game corner here was pretty miserable, but as you can see, you always, you have a 50 chance. It's like flipping a coin. You pretty much always will profit here, which is a great strategy. So if you guys have to do the game corner as well and don't really care about the slow coins, but kind of a more sure thing, definitely play the roulette table. Make sure you play this one, because that's the one that pays more. That's a minimum wager of 3. This one's a minimum wager of 1. Yeah, don't play that one. You'll get, no coins. It's pretty bad. You get 12 instead of 36 when you win, which is absolutely horrible. Anyways, now that that's all said and done, we can finally get out of Mauville City. We've done everything that we can. The only thing that we can do now is head north and smash these rocks. Now, whatever Pokemon I get here, it will be my encounter for Route 111, but I don't count it. It's a forced encounter because I'm not actually deciding to get an encounter here. I can't avoid it, so I consider it a forced encounter. Luckily, we avoided it, so we don't even have to go over that gray area of the Wedlocke, I guess you could call it. Not really a gray area, just I forgot to mention it in my rules, so it's not actually down there. I forgot it was a thing. But I don't allow forced encounters ever anyways, so it's fine. We didn't get one, so it doesn't really matter. And we never have to come back here until after we get our sand area Pokemon anyways. So, yeah, we can go ahead and talk to Gabby and Sai for the first time. They're standing right here. And I say, let's do a double. Nope, that's a bad idea. They have a Magnemite. How about we not? And just say we did. We'll fight them in a second. I want to go ahead and fight this girl. She's a picnicker. She probably has something that I can fight with Aster. Maybe it's the Sand Shrew, and I can Ice Beam it. Picnicker Irene has a Shroomish. Hey, it's something I can Ice Beam. Or better yet, did I turn on battle animations? I did. All right, we can Flamethrower. Look at that. Flamethrower at this point in the game is incredible. Had we had Aster on our team for Watson, I don't think we would have lost anybody because I would have been able to down the Magneton in 2 shots probably. Maybe even 1. Who knows? Flamethrower might have been able to one-shot it. Maybe. It would have been probably pretty close because it's not stab or anything. But still, it's a great move to have at this point in the game. It was worth it going through all that pain at the game corner. And I highly recommend it if you're playing along, especially in a no healing challenge. You need all the power you can get, and those moves could be the thing between life or death in a lot of situations. I was actually planning on getting Ice Beam for Stella before I took on Watson, but I figured it wouldn't actually matter. It would have saved their lives if I used it on Manectric and it froze Manectric, but that's such a slim chance that I don't really want to look back on that and think that that would have been the case. I'm glad I waited and just did all the coin farming at one time like this. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and fight these two with Faisal and Barley just because it always happens. I can't seem to stop calling them Faisal and Barley. I don't understand. We're just gonna look past that. I guess it's better than calling Farley Fartley. Oh, we've spotted a tough-looking trainer here of all places. All right, roll the camera. Let's get this interview. All right, this is our first fight against Gabby and Sai. I actually never did a sidebar thing for them because, I mean, they're not that cool. I mean, they probably deserved one had I thought about it back then, but I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. All they have right now is a Magnemite and a Whismur, so it's, you know, they're just a regular trainer battle, if you ask me. A regular double battle, mind you. It's not just a regular trainer battle. It's a double battle. It's a regular old double battle. And as of right now, they're not useful at all. Later on, they'll have a Loudred and they'll have a Magneton. I believe that's the highest that they get. They'll still be really high level, but I don't think it ever becomes an Exploud. Quote me if I'm wrong on that one, but I'm pretty certain that it never becomes an Exploud, no matter how many times you fight them. I know you can force their fight right here after they've been maxed out and fought everywhere. I think that's how Maryland ended up training for Steven in his Emerald Wedlocke. And I'm pretty certain that they don't ever become Exploud. I'm pretty sure the max is always Magneton and Loudred. Even though the Loudred's probably like in the 40s anyways and could be evolved, but for some reason they didn't. Or I'm just completely spouting incorrect information and everybody's like, it is an Exploud at the end, duh. It's been a while since I played Emerald. Cut me some slack, viewer 110. I don't have time for it. Whatever. Gabby and Sai is also something I don't have time for. They probably want me to be interviewed, but because my battery's dry, I'm never going to actually see the interview on TV, so it's not really worth it. It'd just be something we tell them and never see again. So I'm not going to give them an interview. I would. I know it's kind of cool and all, but like I said, we'll never get to see it again, so it's not even something that we can kind of poke some fun at. I'm gonna go ahead and try and use Aster and Gobble mostly this episode because they're the new two. And I know the next guy is Hiker Trent, or Kent, or something like that, and I think he has a Sandshrew. He's really full of pep, and his Pokemon is really peppy, too. That always really resonated with me, because when I was a kid, my pug, Precious, that I used to have, it's Travis, right. Now, my pug's name wasn't Travis. Camper's Travis. The Camper's name is Travis. You know what I'm saying? But I had a pug named Precious when I was younger. It was my first, like, dog as a little kid. And we used to call her Eppy. That was her main nickname, but sometimes we called her Peppy. And this guy's always like, my Pokemon are super peppy. And I was like, this guy? Oh, that's a horrible message. My Pokemon lost its pep. Travis, I hate you. But no, it's been a long enough time. But yeah, it's like, yeah, that guy always made me happy because it was like he was talking about Eppy. Anyways, you can't actually go in the Sandstorm yet because it's too vicious. We have to have the Go Goggles from Brendan locking us from a Cacnea right now. Please be a Cacnea when we come back. Anyways, you can see the Mirage Tower. That's kind of cool. I believe it's always up until you get your fossil. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. But we'll get our fossil there too, which is pretty sweet. We'll get an Anorith. What is this guy? I forget. Does he... is Aster healed? Yeah. I'll go ahead and fight him. I think he has like a Shroomish or something. Nothing that we can't fight with Aster, of course. I hate saying Aster because it's like saying Latias, but I mean, I know it's Latias, but I don't know what I'm going with this one. He has a Nuzleaf. I didn't even catch his name, but Aster, it doesn't sound right. It's like Astor, but all right, I'm gonna stop this one, but I like Aster. It's a cool name. It's a really good reference, too, to Zinnia's Whismur, if you guys didn't get that. It's off of a Spyro name, though, for the naming theme. So it has nothing to actually do with Zinnia's Whismur, but it's kind of where I got the inspiration to name her that. All right, anyways, we can go ahead and get ourselves an encounter. We're on Route 112. The only thing we can actually get here is a Numel. The only thing you can get here in Emerald is Numel and Meryl, and we already have a Meryl in Queen Finny, so we can't get one. So I'm gonna go ahead and book Queen Finny up front, and I'll see you guys when I find a Numel. It's the only thing we can get, as I said, so I'll just cut ahead to when we find it. First encounter, didn't even need to cut. All right, it's a male Numel, level 15. All right, it's fine. I mean, I'd rather get a Numel here than can the encounter somewhere else because, oh, speaking of, there's an encounter that'll make me really sad if I get it up ahead. Let's not talk about that. I don't want to attack it. I'll probably knock it out because I can only use, like, Ice Beam, and that's neutral, and I'd probably kill it. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw, like, a... Oh, and I talked to the guy for the repeat ball, by the way, and I bought some cool Pokeballs in The training montage. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Let's throw a Great Ball. Now I'm gonna throw a Pokeball. I'm gonna live life on the edge. I shouldn't have lived life on the edge. It didn't help. Whatever. Numel, thanks for breaking out of your Pokeball. I can't switch into Busan. You'd roast him. I'll throw a Repeat Ball. Let's try. What am I, Sea Engineer? Let's try. What is this? Hopefully somebody gets that reference. It's a RuneScape YouTuber. He does these videos where he does like challenges from the viewers, and every time he does it, his thing is like, let's try. And it's kind of a RuneScape meme. Getting the ball. He's done it! All right. I thought that was gonna be a struggle, but we caught Numel. Hey, that kind of rhymed. What is this? I was gonna say, what is this, Spooky Swamp? But that's haikus, not rhymes. I mean, it's kind of the same thing because the poem, even though haikus don't have to rhyme. Whatever. We've got Numel, the numb Pokemon. In the end, a Numel stores boiling magma in the hump on its back. It is hardly a Pokemon that can transport a 220-pound load. It has served humans at work since long ago. So what is it, like the camel Pokemon? I know it is, oh my god, that's why Numel has a hump! Like, I thought it was just supposed to be like a little volcano, but it's a volcano hump camel. It's literally a great design. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check my naming theme, which is anything but main characters from the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy, for a name for this Numel, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, we've got a name for this Numel here. It is after a bone builder, which is a resident of the realm in Spyro 2 called the Skelos Badlands. They're like little cavemen, like skull cavemen. There actually are camels in Spyro. They're in Spyro 2 in the realm called Scorch. So Scorch would be a really cool name for Numel. But I don't want to name it that because it's kind of bland. But so is the name I'm giving it. But the name I'm giving it actually kind of fits fairly well. Like I said, it's after a bone builder from the Skelos Badlands in Spyro 2. The name of that bone builder and the name I'm giving this Numel is Lumpy. Because camels have lumps on their back. It's great! And we have Lumpy the Numel. And honestly, it's a great name. You can't dispute this. It's perfect for a camel and a Camerupt and a Numel. So we have Lumpy, Bumpy, Lumpy, the Numel. Oh boy. Yep, that's a thing I did. I would go back and check it, but I don't want to go past the rocks again. So, did I fight you? I didn't! Okay, we're gonna go ahead and fight you, Picnicker Liza. I don't know why it just comes to me. Do it. Why would they be named Liza? Duh, there's a gym leader named Liza. Get it together! Whatever, she's got a Tailo. Aster can easily just Ice Beam it. Oh, we're gonna steamroll the competition with these Game Corner moves. Watch out, Picnicker Carol. I don't care about you, Carol Burnett. Beat it. You have just gotten your bird's wings frozen. You better run it to the Pokemon Center and get out of my path, because I need to get... Ooh, a Lombre. Let's kill it with Gobble. Oh, that's depressing. Stella. It's like the first episode with Stella gone, and we're fighting a Lombre. What were you thinking, Carol? That's not nice. You can't just rub the fact that you have a female Lombre. A female Lombre. There are more in existence. They do exist. I give the male Lotad east of Petalburg City. I have hope for them. They can repopulate their civilization. I believe in them. I do. Anyways, here we are. Mount Chimney. Not Mount Chimney. Well, I mean, it's like at the base of Mount Chimney. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and put Basil up front. Yeah. They should just have Geodudes so there's no reason to not fight them. Yeah, let's fight you. Yeah, Mount Chimney's up there, but we can't actually go there yet. That's later on in the game, obviously. But the Fiery Path is what I was talking about. There are some really cool Pokemon. Oh, what have I done? I didn't heal Farley simply because I was like, wait, I don't need to heal Farley. I just kill the Geodudes in one hit. Well, don't do this to me. I will regret everything that I've done in so long. If it burns Farley, that actually wouldn't be that bad, I guess, because we have Bite. It's just using Tackle, guys. I feared for nothing. Literally, every single trainer in a no-healing challenge has the capacity to kill. You can't doubt anybody. You can't just be like, they're nothing, and just stomp on them, even though I do that a lot. Don't do what I do. Oh, I'm a Machop now? Remember what happened the last time we fought a Machop with Basil? It almost got nasty. But what I was saying is the Fiery Path has some really cool Pokemon in it. I'd be happy with anything there, except for a Machop. It's so bland for the area. Don't use Leer on Basil. This scares me. If you crit with Karate Chop, no. Don't do it. He's fine. Even if you crit, it would have been fine. But yeah, anything there is great. I can get him a Chop somewhere else. I would love a Grimer or a Coughing. I would jump up and down. I would be so ecstatic. I just want to use a Grimer or a Coughing. Will the game let me have an encounter that I actually want in this playthrough? I can't recall a single one that I was like, that's what I wanted, when there was like a chance of getting something else. Obviously, I wanted Whismur, but I couldn't have gotten anything else anyways. I didn't get a single Pokemon in this playthrough that I was like, I wanted that. Where are the Pokemon that I want? Obviously, a Grimer is only a 1 in 50 chance, being a 2% encounter. But Coughing's like the most common thing. Can I have a Coughing? I would be so happy. Trent, Hiker Trent, bless me with your Coughing luck. I'm gonna go in that cave, in that path, I should say, and I'm gonna be like, I believe I'm gonna get a Coughing, and I'm gonna waltz in there and get him a Chop. You watch! It's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be so heartbroken. You guys are the ones that voted for the previous game clause reset on my Discord server. I didn't ask for this! Zubat and Machop and all these things. I didn't see what he's sending out. I think it's a Machop. That's a Geodude. I think Trent has 3... I called his name as Trent too, but I knew he was Hiker Trent. I don't know if I said it, but I knew Hiker Trent was up here, so it doesn't count as calling his name. It's just, you know, it's just close enough. It's remembering. It's not calling his name. It'd be so funny, go in public when there's like 6 people around, and then just slightly be like, oh, hey, Joe, and like see if somebody turns around. Because Joe's a common enough name. You could be like, I just said that to see me, but here was named Joe, and then I'd give you a really dirty look and walk off, I'm sure. It's kind of funny, because I got this friend, Kimball. I hadn't seen him for ages. I was in public one time, and it's like, I haven't seen him for so long. There's this kid that this guy that looked like him. There's no way it's actually Kimball, though. You know, I'm not sure if it's Kimball, so I don't give it much a thought. I don't think it's him. And I just, like, poke my head out the car window, like, and he's, like, a decent distance away, like, a couple of stores down. And I just yell, Kimball! And he turns around and starts looking all over the place. I'm like, yep, that was Kimball. And, you know, it's, like, kind of like that in a way. Whatever. We're going to get ourselves an encounter here. I guess Finny's the best bet. Oh, can they have self-destruct at this point? I don't think so. Oh, God, I hope not. Anyways, my encounter... Maybe I don't want a Coughing. My encounter for the Fiery Path. Please! Anything but a Machop! I'll literally take anything but a Machop. Not a Slugma either. It's a Slugma, isn't it? No, it's a Numel. But because we caught Numel outside, Numel does not count. So we are now getting a second chance at the Fiery Path goodness. Bless me with anything. I'm not even going to get greedy and ask for a Grimer. I'll take anything but a Machop. No! You're kidding me! No. I hate this game. This playthrough's not been nice to me. I don't want to play anymore. Can I quit the series, guys? I'm joking, of course. It's just a Machop. I love Machop, but I've used one before, and you're not replacing my buddy. It's not gonna happen. No matter what this Machop does, I'll never care for this one anywhere near as much as I did the other one. So it's just a waste of an encounter in an awesome area with so many cool things that I could get. I'm just mad, and I don't even want to catch it. Like, that's how I feel. But you guys did it. You guys voted. Literally, it's like not even that common. I think it's an 18%. They're not even common. Why? Why are you doing this? I'm obviously mad. Can you not tell? Maybe it'll get in a repeat ball because I've used it before. I know that's not how the balls work. Don't get it carried away now. But that's just awful. I'm sad. I'm genuinely upset. At least we caught it. I'm genuinely upset. Just upset. That's really all there is to it. Machop's a superpower Pokemon. It continually undertakes strenuous training to master all forms of martial arts. Its strength lets it easily hoist a sumo wrestler onto its shoulders. Oh my. Hey, it's a female. I mean, it's a little different than the one I used before, right? Anyways, I'm gonna go and check my naming list for a name for this Machop, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I got a name for it. It's actually one of the boss fights in Spyro 2. It's one of Ripto's minions, and it's the first boss of Spyro 2. Ripto is the main antagonist of Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and he has two little minions that are the first and second boss of the game. There's really no relation to Machop to this creature, but its name says it all. So the name of this minion and the name I'm giving this Machop is Crush. We have Crush, the Machop, which is fitting. Machop Crush! So what's my next encounter? Let me guess, a 2% Grimer just to really upset me and ruin my day? That's a numble. I mean, so if Machop wasn't allowed, I wouldn't have my encounter yet, is what you're saying to me. So I guess we can end this episode off by running around here real quick and seeing what I would have got if Machop wasn't allowed in this playthrough, like it wasn't going to be before. A Slugma. So, okay. Why? Where are they coughing? They're so common. I don't understand. Why is the game giveth and then game taketh away? I don't understand. That really depresses me. Anyways, we're here on Route 112. Obviously, this episode is super short content-wise, but we had a lot to do this episode, being training up the 2 new members, and I just had a lot of work to do for this episode. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Wedlocks like Pokemon Emerald, feel free to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time when we make our way to Fall Arbor Town, and then hopefully make a little bit past that. Catch ourselves some cool encounters along the way. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching!